Good day, class. Welcome to Science Time again. This is Ma'am Renz. We are now on Module 3 of our 4th quarter, and the title is Let's Get Personal. For our most essential learning competency, we have predict phenotypic expression of traits following the simple patterns of inheritance. For the objectives, we have describe Mendelian principles of inheritance and identify the genotypic and phenotypic ratios of offspring in the standard monohybrid. Cite importance of Mendel's experiment about heredity and solve problems involving Mendelian genetics. Now, if we take a look on the picture, these are families. Now, how come they become different but still related from each other? So we will now find out how they differ and how they become related to each other, but therefore each of them are unique individuals. Now it all started with an Augustinian monk named Gregor Mendel. He is the father of modern genetics. He arrived at his conclusions on the transmission of hereditary traits purely with what he detected from his experiment on garden peas. So even before pa si Gregor Mendel, nagtanim siya ng garden peas. Ang scientific name nun is Pisum sativum, and na-controlled niya yung mga traits ng garden peas kasi mabilis lang patubuin ang mga peas unlike sa ibang mga halaman. So, naging daan to para mas maaral niya lahat ng mga karakteristik na lalabas sa uri ng plant crop na yun. Okay? Kasi it only boiled down to 7 characteristic of garden peas. So, dahil 7 lang siya, and konti lang yung mga traits na nilalabas nung garden peas na yon, kaya mabilis niyang natutunan, aralin yung mga results na lumabas. So, let's find out how. Now, again, Gregor Mendel, aside from he is a monk, isa din siyang botanist. Okay? Now, nagpatubo siya ng garden peas na yan, and until today, ganun pa din yung ginagawa ng mga tao sa Benguet. Nagtatanim sila, pinatutuyo nila yung seeds, and then pag tumubo na yun, after nilang itanim, mabilis na siyang dumami because of self-pollination. Okay? Kasi perfect ang flower ng peas. Meron na siyang complete reproductive system. Meron siyang panlalaki, meron siyang pambabae, kaya mabilis silang mag-self-pollinate. Yun yung dahilan kung ba't masyadong madami ang production ng peas dito sa atin and maging sa ibang bansa, and then sinasahog din siya sa mga pagkain. Okay? Now you understand why napakadami ng garden peas na nakikita natin, and nilalagay lang siya sa mga pagkain, pangsahog, and other benefits which is very nutritious, sabi ng DOST, okay, and ng FNRI. Now you know why it is commonly used as a sahog or ingredient in Filipino dishes, kasi nga mabilis siyang tumubo. Know that peas are generally self-pollinating. Pea flowers are perfect and self-pollinating, and the likelihood of cross-pollinating is low. Hindi naman sinasabing hindi sila nagko-cross-pollinate, no? Pero mababa lang yung chance kasi nga dun lang sa sarili nilang flower itself ay nagpo-pollinate na sila sa sarili nila. There is an idea that garden peas are easily to produce and to culture in a controlled way. Kasi nga, 7 lang yung karakteristik niya, kaya madali siyang makontrol. On the past, there was once a scientist who also used garden peas. Ito na nga, inintroduce ko na a while ago, si Gregor Mendel. Now, his experiment results laid down the foundation of modern genetics. So, mula sa kanya, sa gawa niya, marami nang sumunod na mga experiments dahil dun sa ginawa niyang garden pea experiment. And until today, napakadami nag-pave way para matukoy hindi lang sa mga halaman, including humans, also animals. Napakadami niyang naging ambag sa larangan ng genetics. Kaya nga siya tinawag na father of modern genetics. Kung hindi dahil sa kanya, wala tayo ngayon sa kinalalagyan natin. Hindi natin malalaman kung ano yung mga blood types natin. Hindi natin malalaman yung mga iba't ibang technique paano na ipapasa yung mga traits na natin mula sa mga magulang natin, papunta sa atin, papunta sa mga anak natin. And also detection na rin ng mga sakit, no, dahil alam natin kung paano siya naipapasa. So, ayun, ganun kaganda yung naging opportunity na ginawa ni Gregor Mendel sa atin. Now, again, he was Gregor Mendel, known to be the father of modern genetics. This answers the question about how the behavior of chromosomes during meiosis related to heredity. Last time, ang naging topic kasi natin, mitosis, meiosis, and then yung mga chances na nagkakaroon tayo ng mga errors pag nagkakamali sa process ng meiosis, di ba ang meiosis natin is specialized in egg and sperm. So, pag nagkaroon sila ng fertilization, yung egg and sperm, tapos nakita natin na may mali pala, so therefore, yung naipapasa na traits dun sa daughter cells from the parent cells are also having an error na already. Kaya, yung naipapasa na traits, tawag dito, may mali na nagkokos ng mga genetic diseases, genetic disorders. Ayun. So, dahil sa pag-aaral ni Gregor Mendel, marami ng mga sumunod na experiments na naintindihan natin kung paano nangyayari yung mga errors, lalong-lalo na sa higher form of mammals at humans ngayon. Okay? So, yun. Now, let's unlock first some difficulties for us to get easily understand later our discussion. First, the transmission of genetic characters from parents to offspring. Okay, correct. This is heredity. Number 2, it refers to a genetic change that causes differing characteristics between organisms in a certain species. Okay, correct. This is called variation. Next, number 3. It is the study of genes, genetic variation, and heredity in living organisms. Can you guess? Good. It's called genetics. Number 4. It is most commonly called a small spherical seed or the seed pod of a pod fruit with the scientific name Pisum sativum. This is commonly known as garden pea or the green peas. Next, 5. It is a section of DNA that controls the trait. Correct. It's called gene. 6. It is a variation of gene. Most genes have 2 alleles, a dominant allele and a recessive allele. So, this is called allele. 7. This gene is called a strong one and always dominates a weaker gene. This masks the effects of a recessive gene. It is commonly written in capital letters, say for example, R for round, capital Y for yellow, capital G for green, and capital T for tall trait. Correct. This is called dominant gene. Number 8. It is a gene that is not dominant but only manifests when a gene of both parents is the same, written in small letters like small r for wrinkled, small y for green, small g for yellow, and small t for short. So these are the weaker genes than the dominant one, and they are called, correct, recessive gene. The parent generation is called P1, the first generation of parents. If it is P2, then therefore second generation of parent. While F1 stands for, F1 generation is the filial or offspring generation. Ito yung mga anak na. Next, when an individual has two of the same allele, whether dominant or recessive, example, yan, written all capital letters or both small letters. It's called homozygous. Next, it means having one of two different alleles. So, here in the example, we have a big and small combination of letters. And these are called alleles. So, two different alleles, unlike dun sa homozygous. Therefore, it is called hetero kasi dalawang magkaiba. Next, number 12. It means allele combination. So, it's either any of the following. So, marami mga letters or allele combination yan. Nagbigay lang ako ng sample. So, if you see letter combinations, then these are probably the genotypes. Okay, the genotypes. Number 13. When we express these genotypes, I mean its physical characteristic or appearance, is called phenotype. Geno, genes or allele. Pheno means physical appearance. So say for example, on number 12, we have homozygous na dalawang R, capital yon. When we express it in physical appearance, it's called round. For the garden peas, hindi sa humans. Example to for the garden peas. Then, also round for the second genotype, yung capital R and small r, it's still round in its physical appearance. So, phenotype yung tawag doon pag ini-express mo na yung physical appearance. And then, the third one, yung dalawang small r, yung homozygous na maliliit, homozygous recessive. Ang basa na dito in physical appearance is wrinkled. So, when we are expressing the physical characteristic or appearance of a certain genotype, then that's the time it is called phenotype. Okay? Now, these are the pictures. These are alleles. So, meron tayong different alleles. Okay? Meron tayong dalawang maliit na Y, dalawang malaking Y. So, yun yung mga different allele combinations natin. Okay? Next, we say dominant if it is, it inhibits the expression of the weaker gene. Okay? Let's say from the parents, the dominant here are yellow. Okay? But it doesn't mean na pag walang green, hindi na pwede silang magkaanak ng green. Nagkataon lang na the yellow is more dominant over the green in terms of the seed color. I mean, seed coat color or the pod color. Then this is the recessive gene. Ito yung nag-anak na yung mga baby nung parent 1 sa taas. And then nakapangasawa ng yellow din. Nagulat sila bakit merong green. Kaya di nila alam, nakuha nila yun sa grandparents. Okay? So recessive gene yung tawag dun sa natabunan na gene, pero lumabas pa rin sa lahi nila. Okay? Recessive gene. Homozygous is either both small or both capital if we are writing it. Okay? So, it's either homozygous recessive, yun yung dalawang maliit, or homozygous dominant, dalawang malaki, capital letters yun. But if it is heterozygous, one dominant, one recessive, or one capital letter, and one small letter. So, those are the terms that you must understand and also how you're going to write it later. So, these are the genotypes, yung mga letters na nakikita nyo. Phenotypes are, ayan. So, when we see homozygous recessive na Y, that's green. Then, for the second genotype, it's yellow. And also the heterozygous Y, it's still yellow. Okay? We will get to know how it happens kung bakit may isa lang na dominant pero naging yellow pa rin. Okay? May mga principles kasi si Gregor Mendel from the results ng kanyang Garden P experiment. Kaya nag-come up siya sa 3 principles. Okay? So later we'll find out. Okay, so how it all started. First, ito yung ginawa niya. Remove stamens from the purple flower. Ano yung next na ginawa niya? So, from parent generation to. Number 2. Transferred sperm-bearing pollen from stamens of white flower to egg-bearing carpel of purple flower. So, may 2 color ng flower involved, the purple and the white, no? So, nagkaroon ng breeding dun sa dalawa. Next, pollinated carpel matured into pod. So, na-fertilize na, okay, kaya nag-matured na into pods. And then, next, planted seed from pod. So, itinanim niya yung mga buto. And then, nung tumubo na, nagkaroon na ng mga anak. Ayun na yung tawag doon, F1 generation or offspring generation. So, nung tumubo na siya, last step, examined offspring, all purple flowers. Pero, it doesn't mean na yung mga susunod na magiging anak nitong mga to ng first generation offspring ay walang lalabas na white. Possibility, meron kasi nahaluan na siya ng white na parent. Okay, nagkataon lang na lumabas sa kanila ay all purple. But the question is, pure purple na ba tong first generation ng offspring na to? Tulad ng mga parent nila na pure breed purple and the other one is pure breed white. 'Di ba? So, dun na tayo magko-question kung ano ng lahi nitong F1 generation na to. Next, we have here the 7 characteristic of garden peas. Sabi nga natin kanina, mabilis makontrol ang garden peas. Kasi 7 lang ang kanyang lumalabas na characteristic. And what are those? We have first, plant height, seed shape, seed color, seed coat color. Sa ibang sources like your module, walang seed coat color. Ang kapalit niyan is the flower color. Okay? Then we have the pod shape, pod color, and the flower position. And then from the given 7 characteristic, we have the 2 traits. Each 7 characteristics have 2 traits. These are called dominant traits and recessive traits. For the dominant traits, we have, for plant height, we have tall. For the seed shape, we had round. Seed color, dominant ang yellow. Seed coat color, yung balat nun, dominant ang green. The pod shape, inflated, yung full siya. And then the pod color is green. The flower position is axial. Axial means nasa center. Naka-locate yung flower sa axis niya. Axis means center. While the recessive traits are, for height, short. For seed shape, wrinkled, kulubot. Seed color, green. Okay, and then seed coat color, white. Pod shape, constricted. Yun yung flat, kaya umuubok yung mga buto-buto. Pod color, we have yellow. Flower position, terminal. Terminal means nasa tuktok lang. Okay, nasa dulo. Ayun. Again, as I've said, other sources like your module, seed coat color is not present because it is in exchange with flower color, which is purple and white. Okay? Purple yung dominant, white naman yung recessive na trait. Just like here on this table, it's in your module. Okay? Now let us examine the table. So to answer the question number 1, what are the 7 characteristics of the garden P? So we have stem height, flower position, flower color, pod shape, pod color, seed shape, and seed color. So those are the 7. Now, number 2, what is meant by P1 and F1 generation? So P1 stands for parent 1 generation, F1 stands for filial generation or offspring generation. Ito yung mga anak. Next, from the P1 generation, which traits per characteristic manifest more and are evident to F1 generation? So, sa bawat characteristic, 7 lang naman yan, di ba? Meron tigdadalawang traits, no? Alin daw dyan sa P1 generation yung lumabas sa F1 generation na obvious? So, ano-ano yung mga yon? Ayan, tall, lumabas siya sa F1. Axial, mas lumabas siya sa F1. Purple, mas lumabas sa F1 generation. Inflated, green, round, and yellow. So, sa bawat characteristic, may lumalabas na traits na mas stronger. Okay? So, how do you call these traits based on the 7 characteristics of garden P? These are called dominant. Okay? So, yung tall, axial, purple, inflated, green, round, yellow are called dominant traits. Number 5 question. From the P1 generation again, which traits per characteristic do not manifest and are less evident to the F1 generation? Yung hindi nakita pero meron naman sa parent. Okay? So, these are dwarf, terminal, white, constricted, yellow, wrinkled, and green. And how do you call these traits? Number 6 question. These are called recessive traits. Okay? So, from the result of the self-pollination of parents dun sa P1 natin, what can you observe on their offspring? So, yan yung mga offspring natin. Offsprings are no combinations of their pure breed parents. Nagkataon lang na mas lumabas or na-express yung dominant gene over recessive genes. So, pag nagkaroon na ng self-pollination ulit, etong mga F1 generation, meron na silang mga carrier ng recessive traits mula dun sa parent nila. Kaya possible na may lumabas ng dwarf, terminal, white, constricted, yellow, wrinkled, and green. Okay? Kasi hindi na sila puro. Okay? Next. Eto na. Sabi natin, based from the result of Mendel Garden P experiment, he come up with 3 principles. Okay, so the first one is principle of dominance, which explains that one gene in a pair often must or inhibit the other gene from expressing a trait. So, ito yung sinasabi natin, the stronger gene or mas nagmanifest more. Yan, dominant yung tawag doon. Principle of dominance. Isa lang doon sa pares na gene ang i-express ng trait ay dominant. Okay? Paano kung dalawa na dominant? Di dominant pa din. Say, for example, the genotypes. Ayan. Homozygous na dominant kasi pares malaking letter, and isang heterozygous. Isa lang dyan ang maging dominant na gene. Matatakpan na niya yung recessive. So, in this case, parehas silang round. Okay, so ano yung physical appearance sila? Both of them are round. Ayun nga lang, yung isa, the first one, homozygous round, kasi parehas silang same. Okay? Parehas sila. And it's written in capital letters. The other one is heterozygous round. One dominant, one recessive. So, dun sa term na homozygous and heterozygous, dun mo malalaman yung genotype niya if it is purebred or not. Hetero nga eh. Ibig sabihin may variation. Pero tulad na sinabi ko, ma-express pa din yan as round na trait sa seed shape. Okay? Instead na wrinkled. Ang wrinkled kasi, para masabi mong wrinkled yung phenotype niya, yung physical characteristic niya, dapat homozygous tapos recessive. So, dapat small r parehas. Pero hindi eh. Isa lang na magpakita na dominant sa allele na yan or sa pair na yan, mananaig si dominant. So, ang expression niya sa phenotype ay kung ano yung dominant. Dito sa case to, seed shape tayo, kaya round yan. Okay? Both of them are round. Next, by the way, before I forgot, kapag nagko-cross tayo ng mga genes, laging inuunang isulat ang dominant over recessive. Hindi pwede magkabaliktad na nauna yung small r bago yung capital R. No, it's vice versa. Una muna ang capital letter, which means dominant yung tinutukoy, over recessive yung small letter. Okay? That's how you write it. Second one is the principle of segregation, which points out that only one member of an allele pair of chromosomal gene will end up in a gamete in the process of meiosis. So, pag nagkaroon na ng meiosis, yung cell division, etong mga pares ng allele na to ay maghihiwalay. Okay, during meiosis process. Paano yun? So, let's say we have phenotypes round and wrinkled, and these are their genotypes. Ayan, homozygous round, and then homozygous recessive to, so homozygous wrinkled. But homozygous, para silang maliit kaya homo. Kaya wala siyang hetero kasi walang malaki tsaka maliit. Lang dominant over recessive. So both of them are homozygous, but the first one is round, the other one is wrinkled. These are their genotypes. So in the gamete formation, maghihiwalay ang mga genotypes na yan, ng pares na yan. So, ano yung mga gametes? Gametes are sex cells. So, ito yung mga sex cells nila. For the first parent, magsaseparate yan. Yan, dalawa. And then, ganun din sa second parent. These are their gametes or sex cells. That's the principle of segregation. Nag-segregate, nag-separate. And number 3, principle of independent assortment. From the words independent assortment. Okay? Nagkakaroon siya ng variety, pagkakaiba-iba. Yan. Which states that non-allelic genes not linked together are segregated pinaghihiwalay sa meiosis na process and recombined, okay, at fertilization independently of each other. So naalala natin yung meiosis, no? Magkakaroon sila ng 2 rounds of cell division. Pagdating dun sa 4 daughter cells, hindi na siya identical to one another. They are in variety. Magkakaiba na ng karakteristik na meron ang bawat daughter cells para kapag nagkaroon ng fertilization or the union of egg and sperm, magkakaroon ng iba't ibang unique individuals kinalaunan pag nabuo sila. So, example nito, pag garden peas, eto. Ayan. So, kung makikita nyo siya, ang basa dito ay homozygous round, written in both capital letters. Ano pa yung mga homozygous round? Ayan, homozygous round yan. Also this. Asan yung independent assortment? O tingnan nyo, nung nahaluan na sila ng iba, yung isa round, pero yellow. Yung isa naman round din, pero yellow. Pero tingnan nyo yung genes. Okay? Heterozygous yung second. Yung isa naman homozygous na yellow. So, meaning, yung pangalawa, may possibility na sa mga susunod niyang anak, hindi na pure na yellow. Pwedeng may lumabas sa mga green. Okay? Pero dahil ang expression ng phenotype natin ay still na mananaig ang dominante, still yellow siya. Okay? Pero carrier na siya ng green sa mga susunod niya na saling lahi. Ito namang pangatlo, round din siya yung shape, pero color green na. Okay? Sa seed color niya, green na siya. So, yan na yung mga iba't ibang assortment, no? Parang candies assorted. Another, eto, diba? Round din yan. Pero, yung pagiging round nitong third natin is heterozygous. Pero siya ay pure yellow. Diba? So, meaning, yung mga magiging salin lahi niya, pwede magkaroon siya ng carrier ng wrinkled. Kasi may small r eh. Yun. Pero, pure yellow kasi pure breed, no? Another. Ayan. Tinan nyo. Yung sa baba, dalawang dulo. Round yung isa, pero yellow. Yung isa naman round, pero green. O, diba? Independent assortment na. Yung isa, in terms of the color, yellow. Yung isa naman naging green. Pero both of them are round in shape. Yung huling nasa gitna na tatlo, both of them are wrinkled. Homozygous wrinkled ang basa dyan sa dalawang small r na yan. Okay? Homozygous kasi parehas na small. Recessive. Recessive ng round na shape ay wrinkled. Kaya written in small r. Pero yung dalawa, yellow. The first one is pure na yellow. Yung isa naman heterozygous na yellow. So, yung isa homozygous yellow, yung isa heterozygous yellow. Okay? Yung isa naman, walang yellow. Kasi, homozygous recessive ang lumabas. So, dalawang small letter para maging recessive. So, ang mag-a-appear sa kanya, hindi na yellow, kundi green. Bakit? Kasi ang recessive ng yellow ay green. Sa karakteristik ng seed color. Okay? So, how to know the genotypes? Kasi, minsan yung iba nalilito. Round, ma'am, round. Pero, hindi mo alam kung homozygous round or pure breed. O yung isa naman ay heterozygous o yung may halo na. So, paano natin malalaman yung genotypes? May 2 technique. First, self-fertilization. It enables to determine whether an individual is homozygous or heterozygous. Again, pag homozygous, sinusulat sa either dalawang capital na letters or dalawang small na letters. Pero pag hetero, isang dominant, isang recessive, meaning sinusulat isang malaki or capital letter at isang maliit or small letter. Okay? So, it enables to determine whether an individual is homozygous or heterozygous for a given trait by observing the phenotype of its offspring. Paano yun? Self-fertilization tayo ng gametes or the sex cells. We have these gametes. Ayan, na magiging genotypes nila pag kinombine. And then, yung second parent naman, parehas silang recessive. Kaya ang magiging genotypes nila pag nag-form sila ay dalawang small letters. Okay? So, paano babasahin yung genotypes na yan? Siyempre, kailangan i-express mo siya in terms of their physical characteristic. So, ang basa dun sa una ay homozygous round. Homo kasi dalawang malaki. So, parehas na malaki. And then, yung second naman, homozygous ulit kasi parehas na maliit, but this time dahil recessive nga siya, meaning wrinkled. O ba't naging wrinkled hindi round? Kasi sa seed shape, dominant ang round. Okay? Tapos, recessive ang wrinkled. Para mabasa mo na wrinkled yun, kailangan mag-appear na dalawang maliit. Dalawang recessive. Dito sa case na to, homozygous wrinkled, nag-appear ang parehas na small capital letters which represents yung small capital yung small letters ay nagre-represent ng recessive trait. So pag dalawang maliit, automatic ang basa na doon ay magiging recessive, which is wrinkled for the characteristic of seed shape. Okay, ma'am, paano kapag isang malaki, isang maliit? R na malaki, R na maliit. Heterozygous siya, pero round pa din. Okay, pero hindi siya nag-a-appear dito sa example ko. Okay, next. Yung pangalawa na technique ay test cross. It involves a cross between the recessive parental type and the individual with dominant trait but unknown genotype. So, halimbawa, hinahanap po kung anong genotype ng round at wrinkled na parent. Kasi hindi mo nga alam kung pure na round or heterozygous na round. Hindi mo alam, diba? So, paano natin malalaman yon? Kung nawawala ang kapartner na gene nung round na phenotype. Tapos, ito ang isang parent niya, wrinkled. So, matik kapag wrinkled, sinusulat siya sa dalawang maliit na letter. Homozygous pa din yan, pero recessive. So, magkakaroon tayo ng two options. Either, iisipin natin na siya ay pure na round or hindi. So, isang pure na round, isusulat mo siya in 2 capital letters, homozygous na round, and then the other one is heterozygous round. Okay? So, magkakaroon tayo ng cross. So, we're going to need Punnett square. Ayan. So, si parent 1, ayan, yung other naman is parent 2. Sa side and top sinusulat. So, we'll have the combination now. First, cross. Upper, yung unang column tayo upper, and then side. Next, pag sa second column naman tayo, yung nasa second and first ulit sa side. Yan. And then, we'll go back to the first column, pero sa lower na tayo. And then, yan. And then, balik ulit tayo dun sa second column, but this time, lower ulit. Ayan. Yan yung paraan natin to test cross. So, paano naman kung heterozygous ang magulang? So, dito natin sinusulat sa side, yung other one naman sa top. Okay? Ano yung mga possible combination? So, ganun ulit, no? Upper, top, upper, lower, dun sa side. Pwede din tayong bumalik sa second column. upper side, upper, then yung lower na side. Pwedeng ganon. Or pwedeng katulad nung kanina, lahat muna ng upper, and then susunod yung mga lower. Okay. Ganyan yung tamang paraan ng pagsulat. Lagi nauuna yung capital because it represents dominant over recessiveness in terms of the principle of dominance natin kanina. Now, paano natin makukuha yung genotypic ratio and phenotypic? So, bibilangin muna natin yung mga genes na magkakaparehas. This first example, 4 lang naman yan. So, lahat sila parehas ng genes. 4:0. Paano yung phenotypic? Paano mo babasahin yan? Heterozygous round, heterozygous round, heterozygous round, heterozygous round. In short, they are all round. Diba? 4:0 pa rin. Dun sa kabila naman, ang genotypic niyan is dalawang heterozygous round, yun yung isang malaking R at small na R, dalawang ganon. And then the other one naman is homozygous na wrinkled. So kaya siya 2:2. Paano mo babasahin yung mga yan? Okay? Dalawang round, yung sa taas, round pa rin yan kahit hetero. Kasi according to the principle of dominance, isa lang na gene na mag-appear na dominant, ang babasahin mo na sa kanya na characteristic physically ay yung dominant. And in the case of this seed shape, round is dominant over recessive. So, 2:2 pa din kasi dalawang round, dalawang wrinkled. Okay? So, sa test cross technique natin, may other example pa tayo. Example. Ayan, hahanapin natin yung genotypes, no? Ayan, nagkaroon tayo ng Punnett square. So, meron tayong mga combinations. Inuna natin yung upper, then yung lower. This is characteristic for height. Okay? Height. Ang dominant ay tall and recessive ay short. So, ano kaya yung genotypes nitong mga to? Ayan. Ayan na siya. Diba? Nakuha natin yung combination na yan doon sa ginawa nating Punnett square. Kasi, ang mga parents nila, okay, ay homozygous tall. Kaya, nung nag-separate sila sa gametes, naghiwalay lang sila, no? But both of them all capital letter T, which means tall. And then, yung second parent naman, since small t, recessive yun. So, we have homozygous short. Kaya yung gametes nila, nung naghiwalay sila sa principle of segregation, pareha small t. Okay? Paano natin kukunin yung genotypic ratio? So, bilangin natin yung magkakaitsurang genes. 4:0 ulit yan kasi all of them are may combination ng dominant and recessive. So, 4:0. Phenotypic ratio, paano babasahin yung mga yan? Heterozygous tall na 4. Di tall pa rin. Tall, 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 tall. So, 4:0. Ayun. Ganon. So, next. Sa self-fertilization of gametes naman, ito yung makikita natin. Unahin natin yung yan. Makikita natin yung phenotype, homozygous round, yung isa naman heterozygous round. So, kung kabisado mo na siya, malalaman mo na from the word palang homo ay parehas. So, round is R na capital. Homo, bisabihin parehas dalawa. So, capital R parehas. Yung heterozygous naman na round, isang capital R, isang small r. Diba? Pero, let's check. Ito yung mga gametes nila. Ayan. So, ang magiging genotype nila pag nag-combine sila, ano kaya? Let's check. Yung sa isang parent naman, tingnan natin. Ayan. Kunwari, ganyan yung binigay na problem, no? So, malalaman natin, basahin natin. From the gametes and phenotype, yung unang parent, homozygous round, na may gene na homo nga, ibig sabihin parehas. Okay? Dahil round, parehas malaki. Kasi ang round ay dominant, kaya isusulat natin siya sa dalawang capital R. Yung isa naman, heterozygous round. So, isang dominant, capital letter R yon, and isang recessive, small r yon, kaya hetero. Ano yung mga gamit sila? So, pag hiniwalay lang natin sila, yan, isang small r, isang big R. Okay? Ayun siya. Ganun ang mangyayari dyan. Okay? Again, balikan natin sa mga nalilito. Alleles means, ayan yung mga genes nila. Bakit allele? Kasi gene, allele. Okay? Tulad nito, Y na malaki, Y na malaki. So, yung isang Y, gene yun. Yung isang Y na pangalawa, gene yun. So, yung pares, allele. O ganun din dun sa green. Isang gene na maliit, Y yun. Then, isa ulit, gene ulit. So, gene, allele. Gene, allele. Ayan, okay? Dominant, yun yung mas na-express na trait, while recessive yung na-hide na trait pero lumabas pa rin sa mga susunod na generation. Kapag homozygous, same na sinusulat either capital, parehas, or small letter, parehas. Pero pag may combination na malaki at maliit, that means isang dominant, isang recessive, that's the time na sasabihin mong heterozygous. Okay? Next. Ito naman. Pag nakakita tayo ng mga letter combinations sa mga alleles, ganyan, genes, ang tawag sa kanila genotype. Pag in-express natin sila in physical form, the first one is green, the other one is yellow, and the third one is yellow. Pero sa gene natin makikita kung ano talaga yung mga combination nila ng genes, okay? Pero in expression of its physical characteristic, it's simply green, yellow, yellow. Okay? Phenotype, physical. Geno, genes. Now, if we're going to answer the activity we have here in your module 2, unahin natin yung sample problem. Sa left side. So, we have sample problem 1. Given that small stem length, tall, is dominant over dwarf or short. So, isang capital T for dominant, isang small t for dwarf or short. A garden pea plant with heterozygous gene pair for tall is crossed with a garden pea plant with homozygous gene pair for tall. Is there a possibility that a dwarf or short garden pea planted is produced from the cross? Magkakaroon daw ba ng mga short or dwarf garden peas kapag kinross sila? Okay? Heterozygous gene, tall. Tall, ibig sabihin, ang trait niya ay the height ng halaman. Okay? Kaya nga, we have T for tall, dominant, malaki, small t for dwarf or short. Ang mga parents nila ay heterozygous na tall at isang homozygous na tall. So, pag sabing hetero, isang malaki, isang maliit na t. Pag homozygous, parehas na ano? Malaki o maliit? Nakalagay dito homozygous tall. So, tall is capital letter. So, parehas na malaking T. So, yun yung combination ng dalawang parent. Tingnan natin kung tama. Ayan. O, tandaan. For a particular character, an individual contains a pair. Pares sa genotype. A genotype can be homozygous when the pair is both small or both big. Or heterozygous if the pair contains one big or one small letter. So, ang parent natin, yung una, heterozygous gene pair tall. So, heterozygous tall. Ang genotype niya ay ito. Isang malaki at isang maliit na T. Yung parent T nakalagay, parent 2 rather, homozygous tall. Homo means same. Same dahil tall, malaki. Okay? Next. Ito. Paano natin siya gagawan ng Punnett square? So, nakikita nyo dito yung Punnett square, apat-apat. Okay? Parent 1 sa top, parent 2 sa side. So, uunahin natin yung top, then upper side, then top, lower side. Then, sa susunod na column, top, second column and then upper side, then top, second column sa lower side. Okay? Pwede din naman yung nauna kanina na inuna nyo muna yung mga taas bago yung baba. Okay? So, tingnan natin. Ito na siya. Yan. Top, then side, we have homozygous, tall. Ang basa dyan, tall pa rin. Next, top, first column and then lower side, tall pa din. Homozygous tall. So, ang basa tall pa rin. Second column tayo. Second column top, then side, upper side, heterozygous tall. Ang basa tall pa rin. Bakit? Isa lang na dominant, ma-express na siya as dominant. So, tall pa rin. Okay? Paano magiging short? Kailangan dalawang small t or recessive. Next, kompletuhin natin. Second column top, then side lower. Okay, heterozygous tall. So, tall pa din. Diba? So, number 5, identify the genotypic and phenotypic ratio. So, tingnan natin yung color blue na circle. Yan yung mga magkapares na gene. Both homozygous tall. So, 2 is 2, another 2 for heterozygous. Dalawa kasi yun. So, 2 is to 2. Pag nilowest term mo, 1 is to 1. Okay? Phenotypic ratio, babasahin mo yung physical nila. Tall, 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 tall. Whether or not homo siya or hetero, it doesn't matter. Sa phenotypic niya, ang mangunguna pa rin ay yung dominant. So, palahat sila ay tall. Okay? 4 is to 0. Kasi, ba't 0? Wala namang recessive Walang dalawang T na maliit. So, walang small. Walang dwarf or short. Okay? So, pag nilowest term natin yan, 1 is to 0. Okay? Next. Sagutan natin yung problem. May possibility daw ba na may dwarf dun sa cross? Wala. Kasi walang small or homozygous na recessive. Yan. Ito yung combination. Dapat small t parehas. Wala. Okay? So, ayun lang. Remember, the Punnett square will only show the possible offspring of genotype and phenotype for the cross. Only the possibility and the percentage for that possibility to happen. Mga possibility yan na pwede mong makita sa mga generation nila. Okay? For example, in a pregnant woman, may 50% na possibility na yung child niya dun sa womb ay boy. May 50% chance naman na girl. So, 50-50. Yet, in reality, we all know that a woman can have children that are all boys or all girls regardless of the 50-50 chance of having a boy or girl. Okay? Ayan. So, tingnan natin yung 7 characteristic of garden pea. Characteristic, 7. Ano yun? Seed shape, seed color, flower color, pod shape, pod color, flower position, stem length, or height. The dominant parents are, eto na, sa seed shape, round, capital R. Sa seed color, dominant, yellow. Flower color, dominant, purple with capital P. Pod shape, dominant is inflated, capital I. Pod color, dominant, green, capital G. Flower position, dominant is axial. Yun yung nasa center, tumutubo yung mga flower. Capital A ang genes niya. Stem length or height, dominant is tall, so capital T. And then, Yung mga recessive nila are wrinkled for the seed shape, small r, seed color green, small y, flower color white ang recessive, small p, constricted for the pod shape, small I, for pod color recessive niya ay yellow, small g, for the flower position, terminal meaning sa tuktok lang, ang G niya ay small a, and then stem length is short for the recessive, small t. Okay? Kung nakikita nyo, ang sinusunod natin na start ng letter ay yung sa dominant. And then kung ano yung maliit na letter ng letter na yun, yun na sinusunod natin for the pattern ng recessive. Okay? Ngayon, kapag nagkaroon na sila ng kinross mo yan, self-pollination, ang unang magiging ang mga anak nila ay combination na. Tingnan nyo to, round. Pero combination na siya yung sa gene nila. 'Di ba? Bakit round, hindi wrinkled? Sabi ko nga, principle of dominance, isa lang na dominant ang lumabas sa pares, dominant na ang mananaig. Okay? So, dito, heterozygous yellow, heterozygous purple, heterozygous inflated, heterozygous green, heterozygous axial, and heterozygous tall. Okay? So, pag hetero naririnig mo, combination siya ng dominant and recessive, sinusulat siya na malaki at maliit na letter. Next, punta naman tayo dun sa sample problem, yung mismong word problem sa kabilang side. So, given that round seed is dominant over wrinkled, a garden pea plant with homozygous gene pair for round seed is crossed with a garden pea plant with heterozygous gene pair for round seed. Is there a possibility that a garden pea plant with wrinkled seed is produced from the cross? May possibility daw ba na magkaroon ng wrinkled? Ano ba yung parent nila? Homozygous round. So, round is dominant over wrinkled. So, dalawang capital letter na R. Yun yung parent 1. Yung parent 2, heterozygous gene for round seed. Heterozygous, so combination ng isang malaki at isang maliit na letter at R yun na letter. So, isang R na malaki at isang maliit na R. Heterozygous yun, si parent number 2. So, let's check kung tama. Parent 1, homozygous round. Ang genotype niya, capital letter parehas na R for round. Parent 2, heterozygous round. Kaya, isang combination ng dominant and recessive. Isang capital, isang small letter. So, tama tayo kanina. And then, yung Punnett square natin, sabi natin kanina, top and side, dun sinusulat ang parents. So, unahin natin yung unang column. Unang column, top, then i-cross sa side, upper, yan, you have homozygous round. Next, upper, and then side, lower, heterozygous round. Again, sinusulat mo ng ang capital or dominant first before recessive, okay? Next, second column, upper, then side, homozygous round. Next, second column, upper, and then lower, side, heterozygous round. Okay? How do we interpret? Again, top sa taas, and then side yung susunod na parent. Then we have this combination. Ayan. Ano yung genotypic? Genes. Parehas na gene, homozygous round. So, 2. Then, yung other one naman, heterozygous. Dalawa din. So, 2:2. Ayan siya, oh. 2:2. Diba? Dalawang heterozygous round, dalawang homozygous round. Ano ang phenotypic? Lahat yan binabasa as round, 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 round. So, 4:0. Saan yung 0? Wala. Walang wrinkled. Okay? Lahat yan round, round, round. Whether heterozygous round or homozygous round, still dominant prevails. Round pa rin sila. Okay? So, let's answer the problem. May possibility daw ba na magka-wrinkled? Wala. Kasi dapat ang wrinkled, mag-a-appear homozygous recessive. Dalawang maliit na R dapat para maging recessive. Okay? Oh, that's it. So, this is a Punnett square by Reginald Punnett. Tao yung nag-discover niyan. Ay, ganyan natin siya binibreed. Diyan isusulat. Then, yung susunod, upper then lower side. Dito sa box yan, sinusulat yung sagot. Then, upper side, sa second column tayo. Diyan sinusulat. And then, last, dun sa huli sinusulat. That's si Punnett square. Okay, ma'am, pwede bang hindi ganun? O, tulad kanina, pwedeng mauna yung lahat ng nasa unahan, upper, then susunod yung lower sa baba. Pwede naman din. For as long as tama yung boxes na pinaglalagyan and lahat sila na cross. Okay? Ayan yung mga combination nila. Diba? Genotypic dito, 1:2:1. Bakit? 1. Saan yung 1? Ito, homozygous yellow. Isa lang siya na gene. Sunod, 2 heterozygous na yellow. 2. Yung isa, ito. Sa last. 1:2:1. Ito yung huling 1. Homozygous recessive. Green kasi siya. 'Di ba? Paano yung phenotypic? Phenotypic, yellow, 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 isang green. So, 3:1. Kapag phenotypic, kasi binabasa mo yung nila, color. Okay? So, hindi ibig sabihin na kung ano yung genotypic ratio mo ay phenotypic ratio mo rin, hindi. Okay? May nagkakataon lang na nagiging pareha sila, pero depende yun sa parent kasi. Okay? Dito sa case na to, hindi. Iba siya. Ang genotypic niya ay 1:2:1, pero ang phenotypic niya ay 3:1 kasi 3 yellow, isang green. Okay? So, yan ang monohybrid cross natin. Mono means single lang yung trait. Ang characteristic na to ay seed color. Binibreed natin yung traits ng yellow at green. Pag dihybrid, 2 characteristic. Okay? 2 characteristic. So, later masasagot natin yan. Ito na yung dihybrid. Now, this is a problem solving for dihybrid cross. Di means 2. So, meaning, kinocross natin ang may 2 characteristic sa garden P. Now, let's read. Unahin natin yung left side sample problem. Step 1. Read the problem carefully. Given that axial flower position, A capital, is dominant over terminal flower position, small a, while round seed shape R capital is dominant over wrinkled seed shape small r. A garden pea plant with heterozygous gene pair for both axial flower and round seed is crossed with a garden pea plant with heterozygous gene for both axial flower and round seed. What are the possible offspring of the cross? So, kung ganyan kahabang malilito kayo, so i-underline natin at bilugan yung mga mahalaga. So, here in number 1, axial flower position. Okay? Dominant yung axial sa characteristic ng flower position. Dominant siya, kaya capital A. And then the other one is terminal flower position, small a. Recessive yun. Okay? Then, round seed shape is dominant over wrinkled seed shape. Pag round, dominant yon, R na malaki. Wrinkled, small r na maliit. So, asan dyan? Ito yon. Yan. Dominant over recessive. Ma'am, nasan dyan yung 2 karakteristik? Flower position and seed shape. Kaya siya dihybrid. Kasi 2. Now, ano yung mga parents? Ito siya, heterozygous axial flower. Hetero, ibig sabihin combination ng dominant and recessive. So, isusulat mo siya isang malaking A at isang maliit na A. Okay? Kasi heterozygous axial. Okay? Ano yung isa? Heterozygous round seed. So, isang capital R, isang capital R, isang small r. Heterozygous round seed. Okay? Iko-cross siya sa pangalawang parent na merong heterozygous para sa actual flower. So, ganun ulit. Isang capital A, isang small a. Heterozygous eh. And heterozygous din daw for the round seed. So, isang R na malaki, isang R na maliit. Number 2. Identify the parents. Okay? Kunin mo yung genotype. O, na-identify na natin yung parents kasi ginuhita natin sa taas. So, yung parent 1, heterozygous para sa actual flower and heterozygous sa round seed. Yung parent 2, same. Okay? Heterozygous siya para sa actual and round seed. So, same lang ng genotype. Ito pa rin. Yan. Again, dihybrid, kaya dalawa yung nakikita nyo na characteristic. Okay? Next, number 3, according sa principle ng segregation, during gamete formation, the pair separate. So, since the problem deals with two characters, it involves principle of independent assortment, which state that the way one character is being inherited is independent to how the other character is inherited. So, in short, paghihiwalayin natin sila pero magre-recombine din sila. Paano yan? O, ganito. Yung unang parent natin, ayan, nakikita nyo naman nakasulat sa left side, heterozygous purple and heterozygous round. So, isang A na malaki, isang small a na maliit for heterozygous purple, and isang heterozygous round, kaya isang malaking R, isang maliit na R. Paghiwalayin natin, tigi-tigi sa sila. Ayan, A na malaki, small a, capital R, small r. Okay. Then, recombine yung mga parents para makuha mo yung gametes ng or sexes ng parent 1. Paano yun? Yan, ito yung genotype pa, tandaan nyo na sa taas. So, unahin natin yan. First na gene sa first na second gene. Okay? So, we have capital A and capital R. Okay? Yun yung unang gametes. Next, first ulit, and then yung last. So, isang A na malaki, isang small r. Okay, na-distribute na natin. Yung susunod naman na gene, yung small a. So, second, okay, so yung inner muna, A na maliit and R na malaki. And then, siya ulit dun sa last. Okay? So, para siyang first, outer, inner, last. Ganun. Ayan na siya. Small a and small r. Yun yung mga gametes. So, nakuha na natin yung mga gametes. Parent to naman. Dahil same lang yan, ganun lang din. Unahin ulit natin yung first na gene dun sa first na second trait na R. Okay, all caps AR. Then, yung susunod, yung last. First gene din sa last. A na malaki and small r na malaki. Next, yung inner. Sa second, na tayo, gene nung unang genotype. Then, yung inner niya, the small a and capital R. And then, yung last. Okay? So, after ng inner, yung last. Small a and small r. Okay? Yan yung mga gametes ng parent number 2. Saan mo dadalhin yung mga gametes nila? Dito mo sa ilalagay. Top sa parent 1 and then side yung mga second parent. Okay? So, paano mo i-cross? O ganun din. First column muna dun sa mga parents sa side, then second column din sa mga parents sa side, then third then sa column sa side, and then fourth sa column sa side. So, tingnan natin. Okay. Ayan, yung red arrow. First, then yung susunod, then susunod. Next column. Ayan ulit. here, then here. Then yung third, yan, then yung second, and then yung third, and then yung fourth. Then fourth column, sa first side, second side, third side, fourth side. Okay? And then ito na, yung nakikita nyo sa left, yung mga combinations nila. So, dahil lumabas na, given na yung mga sagot, no, may may genotypes and phenotypes na yan. So, ay a-identify na natin yung ratio. Genotype first. So, pag magsasagot kayo ng ganito, either gamitan nyo ng color coding scheme or mga shapes. So, dito sa PowerPoint presentation ko, gumamit tayo ng color codes. No, pero pag nagsusulat talaga ako sa papel, gumagamit ako ng shapes. Okay? Pero dito color. So, unahin natin. Isang axial round, homozygous round, and homozygous axial. Ang ratio niya, ayan, ulitin natin, i-flash ko sa screen ha. Ayan. Ang genotypic ratio niya ay 1. Next, ayan, dalawang homozygous axial, all capital yon, and heterozygous round. Dalawa lang yan. Wala ka na mahanap na iba. So, ang ratio niya ay 2. Ayan, yung genotypic ratio sa baba. Next, isa lang yan. Homozygous axial and homozygous wrinkled. Isa lang yan. So, 1:2:1 na. Next, dalawa lang yan. Anong basa dyan? Heterozygous axial, homozygous round. Dalawa yan. Next, 4 yan. Heterozygous axial, heterozygous round. So, may 4 ka na sa genotypic ratio. Nakikita nyo sa baba, yan, no? Next, dalawa lang yan. Heterozygous axial, homozygous wrinkled. Dalawa. So, may another ratio ka. Next, isa lang yan. Homozygous terminal and heterozygous round. Isa lang yan. So, ayan siya sa ratio sa baba. Genotypic ratio. Next, dalawa lang yan. Homozygous terminal and heterozygous round. So, dalawa. And last, homozygous terminal and homozygous wrinkled. Isa lang yun. So, yan yung mga genotypic ratio. 1:2:1:2:4:2:1:2:1. Haba, no? Yun. So, pag sinulat mo yan, ayan, ganyan yan, no? Nag-iisa lang yan. Nag-iisa lang ang homozygous axial, homozygous round. Dalawa lang ang homozygous axial, heterozygous round. Nag-iisa lang ang homozygous axial, homozygous wrinkled. Dalawa lang ang heterozygous axial, homozygous round. 4 naman ang heterozygous axial, heterozygous round. Dalawa naman ng heterozygous axial, homozygous wrinkled. Isa lang ang homozygous terminal, homozygous round. Dalawa lang ang homozygous terminal, heterozygous round. At isa lang ang parehas na recessive, homozygous terminal and homozygous recessive, homozygous wrinkled. So, yun ang combination ng genotypic kanina. 1:2:1:2:4:2:1:2:1. Pero ang phenotypic ratio niya ay hindi pareha sa genotypic kasi babasahin mo yan. Ang basa dyan, axial round. Ang basa sa pangalawa, axial round ulit. Axial round ulit. Then, axial round. Siyam ang phenotypic na may axial round. Paano naging siyam? O, di 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4, 9. 9 na axial round. Next, axial wrinkled, isa, dalawang axial wrinkled, kaya 3. So, isa na axial wrinkled, dalawa axial wrinkled, so 3. 9:3 na. Next, isang terminal round, dalawang terminal round. So, 2 plus 1, 3. Kaya may isa pang 3. And then yung natira, 1 terminal wrinkled. Kaya may 1. Ang phenotypic kasi babasahin mo siya. Okay, whether heterozygous siya or homozygous. Basta ganun. Yung expression niya, dominant pa rin ang mangingibabaw. Okay? So, ayan yung summary niya. Axial round, siyam. Axial wrinkled, 3. Terminal round, 3. Terminal wrinkled, 1. So, 9:3:3:1. Okay? Let's answer the given problem. Ano yung mga possible offspring? Ayan o, 4. Okay? Isang axial flower na may round seed. Isang axial flower na may wrinkled seed. 3 pala na ganun. Tapos, siyam na axial wrinkled. And then, number 3, garden pea plant na may terminal flower at round seed. 3 ganun. And, garden pea plant na may terminal flower and wrinkled seed. 1 ganun. Okay? 9, 3, 3, galing siya dun sa phenotypic ratio, and then 1. So, that's it. Yan ang mga possible offspring. O, sagutan naman natin yung sa right side. Word problem, canon. Given that green pod color, capital G, is dominant over yellow pod color G, while inflated pod, capital I, is dominant over constricted pod. Ito yun. Guhitan, bilugan, para hindi nalilito. Inflated pod, capital I, then constricted. Ano yung dalawang trait? Pod color at ano isa? Pod color. Green pod color over yellow pod. So, pod color. Yung isa naman ay pod shape kasi may constricted and inflated. So, kaya siya dihybrid kasi dalawang karakteristik. Ano yung parent? Heterozygous gene pair for both green and inflated pod. At yung pangalawang parent, heterozygous green and heterozygous for inflated pod. So, puro heterozygous sa parent 1. Then, sa parent 2, isang homozygous na green at heterozygous na inflated pod. So, kunin natin number 2. Garden pea plant with heterozygous gene for both green and inflated pod. So, ibig sabihin, heterozygous daw. So, combination ng dominant and recessive. So, G na malaki, G na maliit. Tapos, heterozygous din daw sa inflated. So, capital I and small I. Yun yung genotype. Tama, di ba? Parent 2. Homozygous gene pair for green. Homo, ibig sabihin, parehas, malaki. Kasi green, malaki yun. Okay, dominant. So, parehas na G na malaki. And then, yung isa naman, heterozygous inflated pod. So, isang I na malaki, isang I na maliit. Ayan. Okay? Kaya natin ginuguhitan at binubulugan yung word problem para makatukoy agad natin ang parents and the genotype. Doon naman natin kukunin dun sa parent, yung mga genotype. Okay? So, paano yan? Right side ulit ha. Parent 1. Parent 2. Paghiwalay natin, segregation daw eh. Isang G na malaki, isang G na maliit. So, ulitin natin. Ang tamang basa doon ay green, then yellow, then inflated, constricted. Pinaghiwalay mo lang. Sa parent 2, ganun din. Green, green, inflated, constricted. Ganun siya binabasa. Okay? Yung proper way. Then, ayun na. So, parang FOIL method yan. First, then outer, then yung inner, then yung last. First, ayan. So, we have green and inflated. Then, yung last, green and constricted. Third, yung inner. Green, yellow and inflated. Then, last, yellow and inflated. Inflated ba to? Small I siya, so constricted. Okay? Yan yung mga gamits. Ganun din sa parent 2. Okay? So, yung first, green and inflated. Second, yung last sa dulo, green and constricted. Inner, green and inflated. Last, green and constricted kasi small I. Yan yung mga gamits. So, isasalpak mo siya dun sa Punnett square 4x4. So, 16 yan. Top, parent 1. Ayan yung mga parent 1. Kinuha natin dun sa gamits kanina. Then, parent 2. Kinuha din natin yung mga gamits kanina. Okay? So, paano yan? Ganun ulit. First column, then sa mga side. Okay, ito siya. Okay? Ayan eh, sagot. Next, second side. Next, first column ulit, then third side. Yan yung combination niya. Then, first ulit, fourth na gamit. Ito na. Then, we move to the second. Second column, yung arrow na green. Ito yung sagot. And then, second column to the second side. Then, third to the third side. Sorry, second column tayo Then, third side. And then, second column, fourth side. Then, yung third column. Ito yung mga blue na arrows. Third to the first parent sa side. Third to the second parent sa side. Ayan na yung lumabas. Then, third sa third na parent sa side. And then, fourth dun sa third column. Ayan. Okay, so nakikita natin may iba't ibang combination, no? Again, kapag recessive siya, kahit siya yung nauuna sa top, isusulat mo pa din yung dominant first before recessive. So, capital first before small. Then, last column. Fourth column yung yellow sa first na parent. Then, fourth column sa second na parent. Fourth column sa third na parent. And then, fourth column sa last na parent. Ayan, iba-iba na siya, di ba? Kukunin natin, bago mo kunin yung genotypic ratio, basahin muna natin siya. Okay, yung phenotype na para hindi na kayo mahirapan. Okay? So, dito sa first column muna tayo, ha? First column. Green. Okay? Homozygous green yan. Okay? And then, homozygous inflated. Then, homozygous green. Heterozygous inflated. Pero whether homozygous or heterozygous siya, dahil may isang dominant, yung dominant pa rin mananalo. Kaya inflated pa rin ang basa dyan sa phenotype. Okay, next, green, inflated. Green, inflated. Second, na column na tayo. Green, inflated. Green, constricted. Kasi dalawang recessive. Dalawang small. Okay, na I. Constricted yun. Okay? Tandaan, pag recessive, laging dalawang maliit. Okay? Homozygous, tapos recessive. Maliit yun, na dalawa. Next, green, inflated. Green, constricted, kasi nga dalawang maliit na I. Third column, green, inflated. Green, inflated. Green, inflated. Green, inflated. O yung iba nalilito, ma'am, inflated, pero yung isa malaki, tapos yung isa maliit. Yes, kasi nga principle of dominance, isa lang na dominant, mananaig siya. How much more kung dalawa, edi lalong dominant sila, 'di ba? Fourth column, green, inflated, green, constricted, green, and then inflated, green, constricted. Ma'am, bakit puro green? Kasi ang green ay ina-express either dalawang G na malaki or isang G na malaki at isang G na maliit. Okay? Kaya wala yung magiging yellow kasi dapat dalawang G na maliit. Wala So, puro green. Okay? So, hanapin na natin yung genotypic ratio. Okay? 2:4:2:2:4:2. Paano yun? Bibilugan natin. Yung unang 2. Wait lang. Ulitin natin. Ayan, mga binilugan ko na. Makikita niyo yung mga color code. Ayan. 2:4:2:4:2:2. Okay, 2:4:2:2:4:2. Hanapin natin yung mga red. Ito yun, no? Hindi ko lang kung nakikita nyo ng arrow ko, no? Pero, teka. Check natin. Ayan. So, red, 1, and then 2. Kaya siya may 2. Anong basa doon? Ito yung homozygous green and homozygous inflated. Dalawa lang. Next, yung black, 4. 1. Ito yun, nakikita nyo sana sa screen, yung arrow ko. 1, 2, sana pa yung iba? 3, and then 4. Ayun, sa taas. 4. Ano basa dyan? Homozygous green, heterozygous inflated. Okay? Next, yung 2 na yellow. Binilugan ko, dilaw. Ito siya. Homozygous green, homozygous constricted. Dalawa yan. 1, 2. May yellow na circle. Then red. Una makapal. Sa third column. Heterozygous green, homozygous inflated. Dalawa lang yan. Okay? Next, 4. Yung mga pale blue. Ilan yan? 1, 2, 3, 4. Anong basa doon? Heterozygous green, heterozygous inflated. 4 yun. And then yung last, yung very dark green na circle sa fourth column, heterozygous green and homozygous constricted. Dalawa yun. Okay? So, ganun yung genotype. Dapat 16 yan. 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2, 16. Kasi 16 lahat nung boxes. Paano yung phenotypic ratio? Okay? Paano yung phenotypic ratio? 12:14. Bakit? 12 na green inflated. Ayan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sa third column, 7, 8, 9, 10 sa fourth column, 11, 12. Okay? So, yung 4 na natira, green na constricted. Okay? So, 4. So, 12 plus 4, 16. So, magkaiba yung genotypic ratio sa phenotypic ratio. Okay? Okay, so paano nangyari yung genotypic ratio? Check natin. Again, genotypic ratio is 2:4:2:2:4:2. So, isa-isahin natin. We have here homozygous green, homozygous inflated. 2. Homozygous green, heterozygous inflated, 4. Homozygous green, homozygous constricted, 2. Heterozygous green, homozygous inflated, 2. Heterozygous green, heterozygous inflated, 4. And heterozygous green, homozygous constricted, 2. Kaya naging 2:4:2:2:4:2. So, paano naman yung phenotypic ratio? Babasahin natin sila whether heterozygous sila or homozygous. Still, yung dominant pa rin yung mangingibabaw na physical characteristic. So, we have here green inflated, 2. green inflated 4, so may 6 ka na. Another green inflated 2, so ilan na yun? 2 plus 4 plus 2, 8 na. And then, green inflated 4, so we have 12. 12 na green inflated. Paano yung iba? Okay, sulat natin, green inflated 12. Paano yung iba? Green constricted 2 and another green constricted 2. So we have 4. Green constricted 4. So ang phenotypic ratio natin ay 12:4. 12 green na inflated is to 4 na green constricted. So what are the possible offspring of the cross? Ayan, 2 lang. The garden pea plant with green pod and inflated seed shape, 12 ganon. And number 2, green garden pea plant with green pod and constricted seed shape. Okay? 4 naman na ganon. Kaya 12:4. So, ganon natin siya kinukuha. Now, let's watch this. Ang dalagang may ibang color ng mata sa kabilang side, which is very unique sa buong mundo. Ayan. So, napanood natin yung si Julia na may kakaibang color dun sa kabilang mata, while the other one is brown. Pero nakita natin yung in-interview yung mother niya, almost kamukha niya, no? Especially dun sa eyes. It just happened na nagkaroon siya ng deviation dun sa kabilang mata, which is heterochromia iridum. So, pinanganak siya na ganyan na. But how the brown eyes are being passed on from her mother to Julia is an example of traits na nai-inherit talaga. Okay? While the brown color is dominant sa eye color ng human, and then yung pagkakaroon ng blue eyes and gray eyes are color ng mata na recessive naman. Okay? So, both na-receive niya yon, yung color na yon sa bawat eyes. So, yung mga principles ni Gregor Mendel, principle of dominance, nakikita natin dito kasi brown eyes is dominant over recessive. Okay? Na blue eyes. Pero, yun nga, tulad sinabi ko, nag-appear siya as parehas. Kasi nga, may condition siya, no? Principle of segregation. During nabubuo si Julia, no, dun sa traits ng mother and father niya, nagkakaroon na ng mga different combinations ng traits na naipasa nung both parents kay Julia. Okay? And then, principle of independent assortment. Ito nga, kung may iba pa siyang mga kapatid, makikita natin magkakamukha pero may mga pagkakaiba. So, dun papasok yung principle of independent assortment. Tapos, pag ginamitan mo ng Punnett square, yung parent, father, and then yung parent niya na mother, then kung ilan yung, kung sakto, halimbawa, 4 yung anak nila, tapos kuha ka ng trait, let's say yung mata, no? May kita natin kung ano yung mga combinations. Pwede din sa buhok, ganyan. Sa skin tone, ayan, may kita natin kung ano yung mga lalabas na probability. May mga moments na hindi Mendelian principle ang nagro-rule over sa mga plants, animals, including humans. May mga traits tayo na ipapasa na kung saan hindi Mendelian principle. Ang tawag doon, non-Mendelian principle. So, ito ay mas maipapaliwanag during the grade 9 na. Okay? Sa grade 9 na siya. But at least you have the idea. So, it's very important to know that heredity is important to all living organisms. as it determines which traits are passed from parent to child. Successful traits are more frequently passed along and over time can change a species. Changes in traits can allow organisms to adapt to specific environment for better rate of survival. Sabi nga, di ba, ni Charles Darwin, survival of the fittest. Kapag ang isang organism ay mas nag-evolve and nag-adapt sa environment niya, malamang physically magbabago yung itsura niyan. Tapos yun yung mapapasa niya sa mga salinlahi niya na kung saan mas magpapatatag kung paano yung kanilang lahi ay hindi may extinct. Okay? Pero sa history natin, dinosaurs hindi nakapag-adapt, kaya na-extinct sila. Okay? Yung mga nakapag-adapt, sila yung nag-survive until now. Okay? Although may mga species tayo na talagang hanggang history na lang, no? Kaya iingatan natin para mag-survive ang ating mga plants and animals, including yung race ng human, of course. So, Mendel experiment contributed a lot in heredity, variation, and genetics. So, napakaganda, very beautiful ang contribution ni Gregor Mendel kasi from plant, napunta sa mga lower form of organism to higher form of organisms hanggang sa lahat na ng mga species dito ay nagagamitan ng mga Punnett square, mga probability, ng mga chances, kung ano yung mapapasang traits, ganyan. So, ganun. Okay? Including pati yung mga diseases na tutukoy na, kung ano yung mga namamana, hindi namamana, ganun. Okay? So, napakaganda ng contribution ni Mendel. Now, sa tao, no, from plants naging tao na tayo, no, kasi nga maganda nga yung contribution ni Mendel dahil pati sa humans nasama. So, meron tayo ditong mga dominant and recessive traits sa tao. Let's say, hairline. Ang mga traits na ay widow's peak and straight line. So, assess yourself kung alin kayo dito. Widow's peak ba or straight line? Ito pa yung ibang ano nila. Widow's peak dominant. Straight line recessive. Pero wag ka, madami ang straight line. Konti ang widow's peak. 'Di ba? Pero mas dominant yun kesa sa straight line. So, hindi ibig sabihin porke dominant, yun na agad yung mas nag-a-appear sa mga lahi natin. Minsan, tulad nito, madami straight line. Yung pala, recessive trait pala yan, di ba? Tapos yung widow's peak, konti lang yung nakikita nating taong may ganyan, pero dominante pala yun. Tongue movement. Nakakapag-roll ng tongue, yung isa naman hindi. Okay? Ito pa, meron pa. Ayan. Ako, nakakapag-roll ako ng tongue. Kaya ko yung flower na yan. Yung iba hindi talaga kaya, hindi mapilit. So, dominant yung nakakapag-roll ng tongue, recessive yung hindi. So, isipin nyo kung alin kayo dyan. No? Try nyo. Next, crossing of thumb. Left over right is dominant. Over right over left. So, check nyo. Alin kayo dyan. Next, earlobe attachment. Unattached, yung naghihiwalay, di siya nakakabit. Dominant yon over dun sa naka-attach. So, kapain nyo yung tenga nyo. Yung earlobe. Next, face dimple. Dominant yung may dimple kesa sa wala. Pero, bibihira yung may dimple kesa wala. Dominant yun, yung dimple. Pero, hindi lahat meron. Karamihan wala. Skin pigmentation. May pekas. Dominante yun kesa sa wala. Pero, mas maraming wala, no, sa mga nakikita natin. Pero, recessive traits yun. Okay? Yung mga artista na mapuputi, ganyan. Ayan, makikita natin sila na may pekas-pekas. And then, handedness. Right-handed and left-handed. So, ako left-handed ako, pero karamihan right-handed. Hair. Curly straight. Ayan. Curly is, dominant over straight. Hair color. Brown-black, dominant yon. Then, blonde naman, recessive yon. So, yung mga foreigner, recessive yun nakuha nila, no, sa lahi nila. Kasi blonde. Eye color. Ito yung kanina, no. Brown, then dominant yun. Gray-blue is recessive, no? Okay. So, sa activity nyo, gagawin nyo, checkan nyo yung sarili nyong characteristic kung dominant yun or recessive. Dito, ipinakita ko na yung mga genes. So, nagsulat ako ng mga letters. Okay? Capital letters yung dominant, then recessive yung small letters. So, dito, ang gagawin nyo, maggagawa kayo ng Punnett square. Top yung parent, either sa father nyo, then sa side naman sa mother nyo. Then, tingnan nyo yung mga possible combination. Pili lang kayo ng isa dyan. Monohybrid lang, no? Yung 4 na boxes sa simple Punnett square. Kung, alam mo, eye color yung nyo, tingnan nyo sa parent nyo, tapos mag-combine kayo using the Punnett square. Sulat nyo yung genotypic and phenotypic, no? Then, answer the questions. Is any of the family members in which you acquire these traits? Halimbawa, yung pagiging curly hair nyo, kanino nyo naman, di ba? Or, yan, pwede ding lahat yan, sagutan nyo kung kanino nyo naman yung mga yan. How these traits are being passed on to you? Paano siya napasa sa inyo? Mula kanino, papunta kanino? Okay? And during kailan? Okay? So, ito yung example. Halimbawa, pinili nyo face dimple. So, sulat nyo, with dimple, dominant yon. Ang genes na ay letter D. Ay, saan nakita yon? Dito, ayan o. Face dimple. Ayan, face dimple. Capital D without dimple, small d. So, kunwari, yun yung trait na kinuha nyo. Genotype, kunwari, yung parent 1 nyo, homozygous without dimple. Yung isa naman, heterozygous with dimple. Okay? Tapos, yung mga gamits nila, ayan, hiwalay nyo. Then, top, then side. Okay? Yung ganun yung pagsulat. Then, kunin nyo yung Punnett square. Then, sulat nyo yung genotypic and phenotypic ratio. Okay? Pwedeng hindi dimple, ha? Marami yan. So, ganun yung gagawin nyo. Then, answer the guide questions na pinakita nyo. Pinakita ko sa inyo kanina. Ito yon. Okay? So, I guess you learned something dito sa ating lesson. If you have questions, feel free to chat your science teacher. So, goodbye and thank you. Have a nice day.